Hello everybody, so I thought it'd be nice to go over the warm-ups we did in the online lessons this week. So I've been using this Buddy Rich snare drum rudiments book. I'll show you the cover, and I suggest strongly you see it anywhere, pick up a copy. It's about £10 usually, and it's a real wealth of material here, and it's actually written not by Buddy Rich, by Henry Adler, who's a famous drum teacher. Buddy Rich, of course, had great drum rudiments, but he didn't read, so Henry Adler was commissioned to write the book, and really the book is, in my opinion, more Henry Adler's than Buddy Rich's, and it's a really good workout and lots of good material to work through. So I'll start then with the first exercise. Is pretty straightforward. It's just doing single strokes. Doing as crotchets, playing 4 bars, so counted like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then starting with our right hand. Okay, of course I'm left-handed, so I'll start with the left, but you want to reverse everything. Okay, so right hand first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so pretty straightforward, just make sure it's nice and even. Okay, so then moving on to exercise 2, we're going to do exactly the same, but start with the weak hand, start with your left hand. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's those are nice warm-ups. Then moving on to some more kind of movement exercises then. We're basically going to do 4 hits with the right hand, but we're going to start to use accents. So accents, as you know, are where we play one note louder than the others. So we're going to do some accents, and we're going to do 4 on the right hand first, and then follow it with 4 on the left, and then we're going to do that twice. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll do that again. And really you want to try doing that round and round and try and work on your speed and see if you can push yourself a little bit. Okay, I'll play a little bit quicker now. And the end goal of this is to kind of get it to sound like a train. You can really push up your speed a bit on that. Okay, so that's the first one. Exercise 2 then on these accented studies is playing 4 notes with each hand again, but this time moving the accent to the 4th note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. A little bit trickier, so we're really trying to pull out the accents at the ends of the 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, try and do it round and round and round, and then work on your speed a little bit. Okay, moving on to exercise 3, we start to look at groups of 3 now, counted 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So like a waltz. We're going to put the accents on the first of each 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And exercise 4, we do the same thing, but we put the accents on the 3rd note. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, sort of working on our speed. And just a little observation. I know when I started out using this book, probably about 30 odd years ago, I was thinking, oh, I wonder why they do it on one hand, because that's not something you tend to do in real life. But of course, what the subtext here is that when we get to do it on one hand, when we want to do a roll, we actually combine the 2 hands and interlock them. So by practicing on one hand, we're really preparing for the time. Say if you want to do a 5-stroke phrase, instead of going like, well, it's played with the right hand doing this, but we just put the left hand between twice. So by practicing this, you're actually doing a really good preparation for more elaborate rolls later on. So we're kind of literally isolating each hand before we put them back together. So it's very clever. Okay, so moving on then. So we've done the threes. Let's move back to fours for exercise 5. So here we're doing, thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're doing 2 bars of fours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the accent now moving back to the first note, and again, as I said, doing 2 bars of each. So I'll do that for you now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in exercise 6, it starts to get a little bit trickier because we're going to put the accent now on the second note of each 4. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's a really good exercise just to develop your awareness of accents, because of course accents can be off the pulse as well as on the pulse. And of course they're a little bit harder to hear off the pulse. And this is good training for that. Good ear training and good muscle training. Okay, moving on to exercise 7. Then we're going back to 3/4 time, and we're doing accents on the first of each 3, and we're doing 2 lots in each hand. So we go right, 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 left, 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 repeated. And in the final exercise on this page, which is page 15 by the way, if you have access to the book, exercise 8, we're doing 3s, groups of 3, but we're moving the accent to the second notes of each 3 again. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's pretty tricky to speed up. I'll try that again. And really, again, it's about training your brain not to hear the accents as the pulse. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is harder than it sounds actually. Okay, so I'll move on. What you can do with these, and once you know them on the snare, like I've just shown you, you can go, okay, well I'll try and sort of incorporate the whole kit. So how about if I went back to the very first one where we were doing an accent on the first of each 4, and we did just 4 on each hand, so that was like this. Well, of course we could put the accent on the tom. Well, you get that, so it's immediately much more useful for the whole drum kit. And you could set up a little routine doing that, so this is one I like doing, where I do a routine where I do this. So basically I'm taking the right hand and moving it around from tom to tom. Now I got 4 toms here, but if you just got a standard 5-piece kit with 3 toms, just use 3. And then I'll do it as if it was a standard 5-piece kit then. I'll do a little bit slower. So basically the right hand's moving around like a windscreen wiper, but the left hand is always going to tom 1. So your right hand is going tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, and then the left hand is always on tom 1. And so if we go tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, and then go back to tom 2, we can then sort of loop it and cycle it like this. Okay, so that's one application of it, and then another one which comes to mind, of course, is to do the toms turning into cymbals, which is a very classic way of orchestrating accents on the drums. So if I nominate a cymbal for each tom, so I'll go, okay, well, I'll do the splash for tom 1, I'll do the ride for tom 2, and I'll do the crash over there for the floor tom. I could do exactly the same thing. I would get something like this. And then I'll make it a little bit more punchy by putting a bass drum underneath. Okay, so you get the idea. So really those are two typical orchestrations of each exercise on the snare. So you could take all 8 and do that for the kit, and you get a really good warm up and a really good workout. Okay, so I'll move on now to the next page. So this is talking about the 3-stroke ruff. So what's a ruff? Well, in drum terminology, a ruff is a drum roll where we do single strokes. So if you have a 3-note single stroke, that would be right, left, right, or left, right, left, and that would be called a 3-stroke ruff. Okay, so the 3-stroke ruff then, starting really slowly at this sort of pace, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We get that. And this ruff is the one where the accent's at the end. So on the 3rd note we get the accent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's basically the structure of the framework of the ruff. And then what we do then, it changes the way it's written in the book to play. Basically, it becomes faster, and then two times you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. It sounds a little bit more like it should sound. So a ruff should sound like a ruff. It should sound like a short guttural sound, a bit like a dog barking. And of course, it should sound similar to a drag. Drag is very similar, but of course a drag uses a double stroke for the first 2 notes, so it would be right, right, left, or left, left, right. So not to be confused with a ruff, which uses those singles we talked about. Okay, so a ruff, right, left, right, left, right, left. A drag, right, right, left, 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 right. Okay, and we're roughing this time. Okay, so that's a fairly quick sort of ruff. We can also slow it down and make a sort of fill type idea for the drums. So if I do this one next, we're looking at this sort of idea where we go 1 and a 2 and a 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 1. And you might think, if you're observing, you might go, oh, hold on, because weren't you doing the ruff with the accent at the end? But this one's got the accents at the beginning. And you'd be exactly right, and you'd be getting full marks for observation. So what this is a permutation of the 3-stroke ruff with the accents at the end. What we're going to do is just simply put 1 note before it. So instead of, we get, which of course means that the accents now on the pulse, so which is very useful as well. So you'll find out a lot with rolls. If we learn a phrase, we often will add things onto it or take things away to create a whole new phrase. So this exercise then, 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a, and from the 2nd note to the 4th note, that is our 3-stroke ruff with the accent at the end. So 1 and a 2, so the bit that goes and a 2. And then finally, with this section of 3-stroke ruffs with the accents at the ends, we're going to get a phrase like this. So it's a similar feel to the one before, but without the extra notes. So we just get simply 1 yan, 2 yan, 1 yan, 2 yan, 1 yan, 2 yan, 1 yan, 2 yan. trees, you know, just don't lose the sight. Don't lose sight of the wood from the trees. You want to make the third note here, the louder one. How do we do that? Well, you know, like all of them, we keep our fingers on the stick and we use the fingers as little shock absorbers to absorb the rebound. So when we play an accent, it doesn't bounce up like this. Okay, cool. So finally then, once you get, you know, your 3-stroke rough with the accents at the ends going on the snare, you could then of course move it around the drums. So a typical motion exercise doing that would be like the one we did before, but we'd end up with this sort of thing where we put the accents at the ends. So now the third note is the one with the tom. Once you know that on one tom, you can then try it around the whole kit. And of course move it to the cymbals. Which is a lot of fun. Okay, so I'll finish there. So I hope you enjoy these Ruffs, and yeah, it's the kind of thing, you know, when you first learn them, they do sound quite modest, but you know, with practice and with a little bit of thinking about it, you can really make up some really cool licks, which are really useful for the drum kit as a whole. Okay, so there you go. That's the Buddy Rich book. Okay, so yeah, have a go at that. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, cheers.